sharing ruts out there and bumping through the corners. All the things we see out of the full-size classes here, and there we go. The gate has dropped in. Who's it going to be? Going to get that Bell Hole Shot Award. And it looks like Cade Nightingale. There it is on the number 8 Jet Caps. Right now in that second position, Sawyer Geik in that third ride, while Carter Gray sits in fourth and Rudy Reeves in fifth. Nightingale able to hold that position right now as he works his way back into the short chute on that number 8 machine. Good form up over the bars, getting good traction. Got that thing wicked wide open and setting it right down into the rut. Going to the inside here, leading into the 10 Commandments, keeping that number 8 machine on track. Looks like the number 18 may have been able to make a move there. I believe that's Sawyer Geik. Get a little better look at those number plates. They're kind of tiny. They're hard for Megawatt to see, that's for sure. And moving their way back into the Storyland. And Perpetual Roost. That's what I love. These guys are just on the gas everywhere. And anytime you see the rear wheel, there's roost coming off of it. They're just pinned. It's like as soon as it sets back down, it's roosting. Through the corner, it's roosting. In the straightaway, it's roosting.
Down to, tenths of a second. Every tenth of a second counts in these brutal 50cc classes. You can't coast at any time. No coasting. It's either full gas, full brake.
I love it. And I bet every one of these kids are like my little buddy Steele in the shaft class. It's a race to the laundry basket to throw your jersey in it. It's a race to eat dinner. It's a race to get to the top of the steps, and I bet every one of these kids are
I know it. I got a 4-year-old, and if we run out of stuff to do, then we're just going to have to do running races. If we can't race bicycles or motorcycles or some sort of competition, and all we got is ourselves, then it's running race. We're going to race. These kids are going to race, whatever it is.
Trust me, my little buddy, he'll race you brushing his teeth, man, who can get done first. Then I think he just runs it under the water, though, and cheats and says he did, so I'm not sure. Yeah. The number 8 machine, Cade Nightingale, working his way around for the first time here. Looking good in tow right now is the, let's see, the 18 machine. Sawyer Geik in that number 2 position. Who is that in the number 3? Double check, because we got a battle going on for this number 3 spot. These guys have been back and forth for about half a lap. Now look at this, setting him up, going to the inside, taking the line from him. Great move. Got to see exactly which one that was. That was the number 80 machine. I'm sorry, the number 50 machine, bringing it in on him. Oh, and he goes for another move. Man down over the triple right there. Looks like he's getting up pretty quick, grabbing his machine, getting back online, but actually trying to make a move for the lead right there. So as they ride now, it's Cade Nightingale, Sawyer Geik, KK DePino, Jet Caps, Rudy Reeves, Nathan Callaway, Bryson Woodman, Brentley Collier, Leland Jones in that number 9 spot. Liam Venz riding in that number 10 position with Blaze Wolf in 11th. Carter Gray, he's in the 12 ride. Daniel Hernandez sits in 13th right now. There's the 21 machine of Kyle Herring in the 14th spot, and the 57 of Carter Koch. He's in that number 15 ride. Oh, we got a race on our hands right now. Coming under attack. Sawyer Geik was getting some heat from that number 50 machine. KK DePino got hung up just a bit in that rut back there. Actually, I believe might have run into the back of Guy. Oh, here it is, the move. Look at this. Both of them dog paddling through the rut, up and over the anthill, and coming out on top of that one, believe it's still going to be Sawyer Geik. Out front, still Cade Nightingale. Jack Caps, I believe, was the man going down there just a bit ago over the finish line, just past the finish line. Jumped right back up, got back at it. There comes your leader now out of the woods. Headed for the beach in that deep sand on the small wheels over the rear fender, and has this thing wide open. Lost track of Geik and DePino. There they are right there. Still Geik on the 18. DePino on that 50 machine, still trying to make moves. Look at this, going to the inside again, making another run at him, spinning out that time. DePino loving those inside lines now, trying to make it happen. Geik trying to keep that momentum up, saying, you got to catch me to use that inside line. Here they come now around the Poly Sport sweeper, and look, he makes the move around the outside. The number 50, KK DePino, making it happen right now.
So that's the battle for second, or is that where are we at here?
That's the battle for second right there. Geik just held him off as long as he could and just gave it up right here before the finish.
Sawyer Geik getting it done. Cade Nightingale trying to check out, 5-second lead. That's a big gap to scale. That's like a 15-second lead on a full-size bike.
Yeah, to scale.
Yeah, everything's a little bit smaller here, so a 5-second lead is big. I can't believe these bikes, when you look at the wheels and the suspension on these, that they can even get around this track.
Dude, it blows my mind. Down here where they're at right now, the billboard. That thing is so deep down there.
Yep. They do their best to clean it up before the 50 motos. That's why they run them all together, so they can kind of re-prep the track. But look at those bumps. There's not much you can do.
Right,
You're just going to have to deal with it.
The good news is these guys are used to that, and a lot of times they'll use those for jumps. They'll time themselves in between them like whoops and that type of thing. So they're used to it. That a lot of tracks look like that where they ride, so that's the good news. But Nightingale, I tell you, doing a great job, showing good form out there. And one thing I was impressed with, really letting the bike loose in the rut. Really letting the bike move through the rut. Yeah.
Studying this, Meg. I like this.
Absolutely, for sure.
Nightingale on the number 8. Keiki DePino. I think the brother rides Kevin in one of the older classes. I remember him on a 50 at one point. Kevin.
Yep.
So Keiki, I think, might be the name. We'll figure out the pronunciation down on the podium if he makes it on the 50. We're watching him right now. Second, and Sawyer Geik.
Oh, no, having a bit of trouble there over the anthill right after the 10 Commandments. But wicks it up and launches the double anyway.
Look at the throttle. You're not kidding with the roost.
I told you, dude.
The acceleration of these bikes is alarming when you see the difference in the rolling speed and the acceleration speed.
Okay, to scale, top fuel dragster.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay,
pretty much.
For sure.
Jet Caps is 4th, Bryson Woodman 5th, Liam Venn 6th, Nathan Calloway 7th, Blaze Wolf, Carter Gray, and Kyle Herring. That's your top 10 of this 50 4-6 special limited 15-minute moto halfway through.
Yeah, I tell you, when we take a look at the original PW from back in the day, actually you're a PW dad now.
Yeah, I am now.
So
yep.
you know
I got to wheel that
it.
thing over and had someone that actually knows something work on it better than me.
And I tell you, it's just amazing that that technology taught so many of us to ride, and it is the stepping stool today, and that is so encouraging that that machine has stood the test of time and is still relevant today, and it's still the roots and foundation of what we do, dude. That's awesome.
Man. We'll be racing it next.
Yep.
But our battle right now, Sawyer Geik not giving up, closing back up on the number 50 of DePino. What a race. These two have gone back and forth several times, but Cade Nightingale out front. Lap rider that the number 50 of DePino is trying to pass gets the job done.
You know, nice and clean. No contact whatsoever. Just come inside there, made it around.
A couple other riders coming through. Some of them going a lap down. Just got to go way wide to try to find some sort of terrain to just not get stuck in with these deep ruts. Again, they polish the track up as much as they can before the 50s. We run a pro sport race and we have a track maintenance for the 50s. Oh, there's a rider out near the mechanics area, and then the 50 of DePino goes by. 9 minutes, 20 seconds have passed in a 15-minute moto.
Looked like that might have been the 16 of Drew Doucette.
Oh, okay. I think that's just a bike problem there. He's okay. Sawyer Geik was putting the pressure on, but I think he's backed it down a little bit. And DePino's all alone in second with Cade Nightingale on the number 8 out front.
Yeah, right when he was starting to feel a little pressure, DePino, man, just picked it up. Said, nah, time to go. Been at it for a few days here, starting to lose my voice a little bit there, Jason, but taking a look at this form. Watch this, down inside that rut, dude.
Yep.
Never let off. No. Let the bike work its way through. Okay, didn't fight the bike in the least bit.
There's our leader on the number 8, Nightingale. By the way, it looked like Sawyer Geik was coming back at second place rider KK DePino, so it might be a battle down to the end for second, waiting for the white flag to come out now. They got long lap time, so even with 5 minutes to go in this moto, it's going to be hard to even do 2 laps. Yeah, plenty of time, but just not a lot of laps. Here's the 8, fighting his way through the ruts. Cade Nightingale. Nightingale coming out of Mounds, Oklahoma.
And look
on the
at this.
Factory Cobra.
Look at this, Jason. Weight rear.
Standing up all the way through.
Dude. Oh, yeah, gripping with the knees.
That's unbelievable. I wish I could ride like
and
that. Look over, standing up over the top of that jump. Wish I could ride that well. We're talking the 4 to 6 year old class. So it says, back by Factory Cobra. That'll tell you something right there. DePino in second, and Geik third, Caps, Woodman round out the top 5. This should be the white flag coming out for our leader. I'm going to head down to the podium area.
Take your time. All right, taking a look at lap times, about 3:03 for Nightingale. That's a 3:03.5, a 3:09.5 for KK DePino. Sawyer Geik, I'm sorry, a 3:11 Jet Caps, turning a 3:05 on the last lap himself. So really competitive lap time, and trying to make something happen here on the white flag lap a bit quicker than the riders ahead of them. So trying to get up there and maybe get on that podium here on the final lap. Right now it's still the number 8, Cade Nightingale, making her way back around that billboard, and in tow is the number 50 of KK DePino. Coming up next, race number 46. That's going to be our Shaft Drive Limited bikes we were just talking about a few minutes ago. The basis of all classes here at Loretta Lynn's, that PW50, that shaft drive bike. Number 50 machine still on the gas. KK DePino not letting up in the least, but still charging all the way back through Storyland. Actually, that's the short chute where he was. Working his way into the 10 Commandments now, and picking his way through a bunch of lap riders. Taking it nice and easy, while Cade Nightingale, the number 8 machine, definitely back in Storyland right now and marking his way out. Going to be the final time back there through the shadows. See a lot of those shadows starting to move out on one side of the track and, of course, shift to the other. A little past high noon here, and things starting to warm up just a bit, but still very comfortable for racing conditions. Nightingale now working his way into that deep sand section back here we call the beach, and again on the back fender, got that thing wide open, gripping with the knees and setting it right down into the berm. The number 8, Cade Nightingale, just about a quarter of a lap to go here, trying to put it together. Sawyer Geik in the 3rd place, Jet Caps in 4th. Bryson Woodman rides in the 5th position. Liam Venz in the number 6 spot. Nathan Calloway in 7th. Blaze Wolf rides in the number 8 spot. Carter Gray and his number 12 KTM, they're in the 9th place. Bentley Burse in the number 10 ride, while Carter Koch rides in 11th. 12th is Rudy Reeves. 13 belongs to Kyle Harry. Brentley Collier in the 14th spot, and Levi Rains rounds out the 15 in our 51-46 Special Limited. Time winding down in this one. Coming up to the 15-minute mark right now. Leader has come around one last time. The number 8 machine, Cade Nightingale. A little bit of a race going on back here between the, looks like the 92 and the 80 machine. Oh, actually, that's the 50 machine coming through the traffic right there. That's KK DePino. Should be seeing him pop up. Yep. DePino, Caps, Sawyer, Geik all coming through at the same time. Knew there was a bit of a battle going on, but couldn't identify DePino at first, but all of those kids coming through at the same time. Our leader now working through some traffic. Headed down the short chute, going to head into the 10 Commandments, trying to stay out of trouble. The 22 Jet Caps still on the gas, trying to chase down that number 50 of KK DePino. Leader getting a little bit out of shape there in the 10 Commandments. Had to reel it back in. Got to calm down here for this last half a lap. 22 Jet Caps doing anything he can to find a way around that number 50 machine. Wants to get up there in that number 2 spot. Sawyer Geik pushing hard back there. Had a tough moto. Pressure all around. Pushing forward, but having pressure from behind at the same time. Nightingale held up a bit there by a lapper. No contact. Able to just relax a little bit and go inside and make our way around. And sure enough, now he's got time to get around. So took a few seconds and just played it smart. Cap still getting aggressive back there on that number 22. Knows he's got about a half a lap to make it happen. There comes our leader out through the beach. One rider down there. Had to be careful, make his way around there, and that's the number 14 of Brentley Collier. He's working his way around right now. Brentley riding in the 14th place right now. Nightingale back into view now. One last time around the big sweeper. Keep it on 2 wheels, bring it home. Get through this tough left-hander down here and off to the finish line. And there he is, number 8, Cade Nightingale. Taking the checkered flag. Great ride, not making any mistakes, hanging tough, riding that sand like a pro. KK DePino in that number 2 ride. Going to be bringing it across here in just a second. That number 50 machine. Jet Caps. Hanging there. All these guys battling. Oh, who's it going to be? We've got 4 of them together down here, and it's still DePino in that number 2 spot. Oh, Caps may have gave it up to Sawyer Geik right there at the last moment. Let's see here. Caps working so hard on the last 2 laps there. DePino got away from him just a little bit, and no, able to hold off Sawyer Geik right there at the finish line. So Nightingale, DePino, Caps, our podium. Geik in that number 4 position and waiting on our 5th place rider to work their way through. I believe that's going to be the 58 machine. I think that's where we're at on that. Bryson Woodman, but Cade Nightingale riding this track like the pro that he is. Smoothing this thing right out, keeping that thing on the gas. Already got that bike on the podium up there, squared away. Know what they're doing exactly up there on that podium. Those guys are pros. Coming up next is race number 20, or I'm sorry, race number 46, our 51cc Shaft Drive Limited. All right, getting things squared away down there on the podium, and the rest of the riders start to work their way through. Nightingale, DePino, Caps on the podium. Nightingale, I believe, with the whole shot.
Thanks, Kyle Regal, for holding my selfie stick so I can shoot this interview with our winner of the 50cc 4-6. Let's hear it for Cade Nightingale. How'd you do that, Cade?
Really good. The track was pretty good.
Did you have fun?
Yeah.
And you pulled the whole shot, right?
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm going to give the Bell Helmets Whole Shot Award. Can you pull that again? Yeah. Who do you want to thank, Cade?
My mom and dad, Cobra Moto, and Bees Moto Lab, and Ozark Foam.
All right, let's hear it. Winner, the number 8, Cade Nightingale. Thanks, Kyle Regal. Thanks, Cade Nightingale. I'll be right back. I got to do a few more podiums. All right, we'll get our second and third place riders on up here. Did Caps end up third? Did we end up third for Caps? Third. All right, we'll bring up Caps, and we will bring up DePino, and we'll talk second and third place here on your 50cc podium. And the DePino family, yeah, they got another runner. They've already had some podiums and great rides at Loretta's, and now we got a new kid with the last name coming on up, and we will talk to him for second place. I think they're doing some pre-podium prep work. Up to you. Maybe you can, if you want to grab it and it helps you out, have the bike back at the pit 5 minutes early. That's fine with me. Come on up. All right, the DePino family. Good to see you folks again. Second place. Let's hear it for our list. But you got to tell me how to say the first name.
Kaiki.
What is that?
Kaiki.
Kaiki. Kaiki Pino. Second place. Here, come stand right in the middle. How'd your moto go, Kaiki?
Good.
Who do you want to thank?
My mom, my dad, my brother.
All right. Congratulations on a silver. Let's hear it for Kaiki DePino. Yeah, big bro, who's still pretty little. He's pumped. Good job representing. Let's bring our third place finisher on up for a bronze. You're good. Thank you very much. And we'll bring our third place finisher. This one was hard earned. We had him in fourth and fifth for a long time, but he ends up in third. Let's hear it for Jet Caps. All right, Jet, you got the bronze. How'd you do it? Tell me about your race.
I got second off the whole shot, and wrecked once, and then I got back up and came all the way back to third.
That is awesome. Yeah, they're pumped. Here, stand right here. Down here.
My mom, my dad, Fast House, Lake Hill, Moto X, and Jesus.
Here it is. Let's hear it for Jet Caps. Third place. All right. We're good down here. We got one more class. That's the CC Shaft Drive, the P-Dub class. Take it away, Megawatt.
All right, thanks.